What's going on, everybody? Connor James here with another week of We're Doing Fine. And man, been on the road all week. I was in Oklahoma City. I actually went to Tulsa first, and then I stayed there for a night and went to Cushing, and then drove down to Oklahoma City. Was there for a couple of days, and just got back today. I was there for about 4 days. Went up and stayed in Longview on Sunday. And man, Tulsa, I've never been up there, but the ride, it's long and there's not much service, and there's a lot of rocks, a lot of land. It's the Chickasaw Cherokee Indian preserves, and that was pretty cool, I guess. It was like, man, we're just driving through these peoples. But yeah, I drove up to Tulsa and I got to look around. That was on Route 66. I've never been to Route 66 before. And man, I saw that Phillips 66, the gas station, and they have, oil refineries. It must have been, I thought I had looked this up, but it must have been founded over there because I never noticed I just thought it was a play on words thing with their logo, the 66 and the sign. I thought, I was like, man, well, Phillips 66 must be from Tulsa or Oklahoma. Let me look up where it's from. Origination, Phillips 66 origination. The company spun off its refining chemicals and retail assets. It's headquartered in Houston. And the founder is Frank Phillips and L.E. Phillips in the beginning. In 1917, employees in land, 27 employees in land of $3 million in assets throughout Oklahoma and Kansas. So, yeah, the Phillips 66 name. Oh, here we go. According to the Petroleum Company Museum in Bartlesville, the Phillips 66 name for the gasoline came about by a combination of events. The specific gravity of the gasoline was close to 66. The car testing the fuel did 66 miles per hour, and the test took place on Route 66. So the naming committee unanimously voted Phillips 66. There you go. We all learned something. But I knew it had something to do with it because I was over there on Route 66 and I got to see all those cool little stops, and it all looks like a movie, It's like Cars, the movie Cars, whenever they go down there. Old Doc Holliday at, what's it called? Muffler Springs? I don't know. I forget. It's a long time ago since I watched it. But yeah. And Route 66 goes all the way down to Oklahoma. But it's a road that you almost never get on. I mean, I was only on it because I was going to different places. But it's kind of out of the way. It's not even really close to the interstate. So it takes you for a good loop, though. So I was up in Tulsa, was visiting some customers, and whenever I was over there, what did I go see? I went to a couple museums. Man, they had these antique shops, and you could sit in an antique shop. I could walk around in there for 2 hours, seeing all this old stuff. And I was trying on. Sometimes they sell clothes that are old, and man, they had these like bomber jackets with like old military guys wore. It was pretty cool. I should have bought one, man. They had a leather jacket that I'd put on, put that thing on, and I was like, man, this is all me right here. But it was a little snug. And then my buddy was like, why didn't you buy that shirt? It looked good on you. I was like, God dang it. Should have went back and got it. But I was going to Oklahoma City the next day, so I was searching for it the next 2 days in any other stores. But I think antique stores, it kind of just looks better inside the antique store. And I was like, man, look at all this stuff they have just sitting over here. I mean, it's hundreds of thousands of knickknacks. They sell anything from keys to knives to guns. I mean, signs, little bullets. They had like old putters, baseball bats, baseball gloves. I mean, just this old stuff. It was like cool to see, but it was like, well, what am I going to do with that? Give it to somebody who's going to throw it in a corner or something. They're like $5. I mean, they had like whole mounted animals, like goats, and it was full mounts, and they're asking like $3,000 for these things, and that are probably 50 years old. It's like, who in the world is going to come and buy that? A billy goat in the middle of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, yeah, throw it in the back of my truck. That's what I want. But it was a cool little trip. Went to Oklahoma City. There's also like, I don't know if Oklahoma was legalized at one point with marijuana and now it's not, but there's a dispensary on every corner, and then like half of them are closed. And I never asked anybody about it, but it's like dispensary, 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 all closed, nobody there. It's run down. So I don't know what happened to Oklahoma, but Oklahoma City. It's hard to go look around for places in Oklahoma City. Near the college, it was pretty cool. It was clean and stuff. But man, anytime you get out of there, like you just go right on the outskirts, right on another road, and it's like, I don't know if I want to be here right now. You know, lots of people that like to take your truck for a ride without you knowing. But it was cool. It was the first game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Repping my New York jersey. Not a New York fan or anything, but they were the closest to the playoffs of the jerseys that I have. They made it to the DS, and then they lost. But I think Shohei plays tonight. The Dodgers versus the Blue Jays. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Excuse me. So I'm tuning out of football season for a second, especially after last week's I don't know what you want to call it, LSU versus Lord have mercy Vanderbilt. I mean, guys, I think our payout's 60 million, 57 million, and the LSU fans are ready to team up to get Brian Kelly out of here. Brian Kelly, I have had your back for the beginning of your tenure here at LSU, and I just cannot keep defending you. What are we running? What are these play calls? What is this screen pass behind the line? What are these shotgun handoffs up the gut? 3rd and 26. We have a potential Heisman quarterback, and he gets hurt one play because it was a bad play. The next play, he makes a great play. He's running down the field. Where's Van Buren? Where's Van Buren at? That's what everybody wants to know. But Brian Kelly, I don't know, man. I don't know. If you lose to A&M, I think that's it. I think Brian Kelly gets bought out this year. Now, who knows? But the way we've been playing, wouldn't doubt it. You got Alabama, you got Arkansas, you got A&M this weekend. I mean, the way we played against Louisiana Tech, they just lost to Western Kentucky. What does that mean for us? I mean, we got to play them too. So, hey, all on you, BK. Big dog, all on you. But anyways, it'll be all right. So, let me get started on the podcast today. I did have one question from last week in the comments, and guys, look, leave a comment, leave a follow, like the podcast. Let's keep it going. I had one question from my concert thing last week, and it said it was from Tyler. out of the artists that you have not, which artist would you like to meet that you have not met yet? Artist, songwriter, that you would like to meet that you haven't met yet? Man, I would have to say Chris Stapleton is probably one of the best songwriters to ever live and singers. And I would just simply die if I ever met him. I'd probably jump in his arms, hug him, kiss him, stroke his beard a little bit. And yeah, if I met Chris Stapleton, I would die. That'd be a life complete for me. But I did have another one who's also, runner up, and this might surprise you, but Ernest. Ernest is a great songwriter, and he's a funny guy. And he's right. He wrote all the bangers that we hear nowadays. He wrote rap songs, country songs. He sings Dean Dillon songs. Like he's friends with Dean Dillon, who's a fantastic songwriter. And I mean that's just saying something right there. I would like to meet Ernest, man. He seems like a cool hang. Hangs out with Snoop Dogg and all those cool guys. So Chris Stapleton or Ernest. That's my answers. One of those guys. Ernest, let's do a song together, dude. What do you think? But anyways, the topic today, man. I was trying to think of a topic. I don't have one. I was kind of leaning towards like restaurants and food and stuff. But I did get some good food on this trip. I went to the only recommended place I went to was Mi Cochina in Tulsa, upscale Mexican restaurant. It was solid. Their green sauce, so good, right downtown Tulsa. And then I went to when I went to Oklahoma City for dinner, I went and had a steak at Charleston's, little, I guess, a chain restaurant. It was it was so good. It looked like a saltgrass type place. It was right in the parking lot of my hotel. It was fantastic. And I'd definitely go back over there. Great steak, great little salad, great drinks. It was so good. Some of the I had some topics about restaurants, but I did want to look into, man, they had, have you seen this Louvre? The Louvre Bandit. This brings me back to Grand Theft Auto. The Louvre heist shows moment the jewel thieves escaped the French police. I mean, what do they even steal over here? So there was a Sunday daytime jewel heist at the Louvre, which has to be the highest security guarded place ever. Two thieves escaping from the museum. The two people are seen descending a basket lift on the side of the museum as pedestrians stroll along. One's wearing a yellow vest and the other's wearing all black. They used a lift to access a balcony where they forced open a window with an angle grinder, entered the museum's Apollo Gallery, home of the collection of crown jewels. They smashed two high-security display cases and grabbed eight objects valued at over $100 million before fleeing on motorcycle. They were in the museum for less than 4 minutes. Now, my Grand Theft Auto missions never went that quick. Usually you get stuck behind a wall because you have to aim it in third person and the game doesn't let you control your stick too much. And you got to barrel roll and then you got to eat a bar to get health back. And these guys are shooting, not even looking at you. It's the most aggravating thing you've ever done in your life. One of the suspects attempted to set fire to the truck they used, but was stopped by a Louvre security officer. It was not captured on video. They found traces of DNA. It was unclear if it belonged to the suspects. Aggravated theft by an organized gang. That's what the officials are calling it. Not good. Not good. $100 million. But look, what are you going to do with that stuff? It's the only stuff on the planet, and you're going to go sell it? I mean, how are you going to... Yeah, you'd have to sell it on the black market or something. I don't know. The museum's director, Laurence Desars, told the French Senate on Wednesday she offered to resign over the terrible failure in security. But the French Minister of Culture, Rachida Dati, refused to accept it. Well, look, guys, you get in trouble and your security fails, you just got to offer to give your job up and hope they say, no, it's all right. It was just a couple jewels. It was just a couple $100 million. No big deal. No big deal. Oh man, and then they got Halloween coming up. I'm gonna dress up next week, I think, for Halloween for the Halloween pod. I don't know what I want to be yet. We're gonna go to the beach for Halloween weekend and go head out to the Floribama. So we're gonna dress up over there at the Floribama. All right, well, we're gonna get another news article in here before we move on. But I saw Kim Kardashian was diagnosed with a brain aneurysm, and she said Kanye West gave her a brain aneurysm from her divorce. Goodness, huh? Trouble in paradise. Do you think she really had an aneurysm? Oh, she said it on the show that she had an aneurysm. What is even an aneurysm? That's when your brain just bleeds? But how does your brain start bleeding? How do you have an aneurysm? Those aren't good, huh? What's the cause of an aneurysm? I just know it's a bulge in the wall of the artery. It's a weak area. Untreated aneurysms can burst open. So, yeah, it's like a bulge in a balloon. Your arteries are large blood vessels that carry oxygenated blood to parts of your body. Aneurysms usually aren't painful. You might not know you have one unless it ruptures or it bursts. It can be very dangerous. Oh, well, that doesn't sound that bad. I always thought it was going to kill you. I guess you don't want one in your brain. A brain aneurysm might be pretty bad. Kim probably had a butt aneurysm from her triple B, BBL. Probably wasn't even blood. It was just silicone. And she said Kanye caused it. So, well, who's at risk of an aneurysm? Males over the age of 60, smokers, and it just says white, although they affect people of any race. Well, I don't think Kim matched any of those. So her BBL basically exploded, and she had a butt aneurysm. But, all right. Well, we'll talk about restaurants, guys. I love restaurants. I love food. Topic is food now. I love food. And, man, I love going to a nice restaurant where they just treat you like a king. You get to get dressed, look all nice, go sit in this dark lit area where you can't really read the menu or see anybody next to you. You have to come and light a candle, and they have like suits on, and they say, "Hello, sir. Would you like anything from the drink menu?" You go, "Yes, please. One Miller Lite, please." Actually, I like an old fashioned. I always like an old fashioned. Today, little drink hack. I have a Buffalo Trace, and you put a little bit of Sweet and Low in it. A little bit of Sweet and Low, ice, Buffalo Trace. Try it. It's good. But yeah, man, those nice steakhouses, they always come with this fantastic bread to die for. It's always hot. The butter always has like some kind of engraving in it, like a little chocolate. Like it looks like a little chocolate. You unwrap the foil and it's like the logo, or it looks like a palm tree or something. And it's always usually rock hard. So you got to put it in that hot bun. You just slice it open, close it back, and you wait for about 30 seconds to a minute. And it's all getting warm in there. And you're like, first bite, so good. Appetizers are, man, they all have the same appetizers. It's like calamari, slab of bacon, some type of oyster. It's probably a seafood tower. Uh, maybe a spinach dip, shrimp cocktail. I don't really go for any of that stuff. I do like the bacon slab. My goodness, man, we went to this one place and they had octopus, and it was like three big old tentacles, like this big, probably a foot long. Three of them, the most tender thing you've ever had. I'm telling you, if you've never had octopus, you gotta try that. It is so good. And then look, you go and order a nice. You got to get the ribeye. Get a ribeye cooked at medium or medium rare. Usually on a thicker steak, if you say medium rare, it's going to come out pretty rare. So I think my right in the middle, I order medium. Oh, and this 16-ounce ribeye comes out medium. It's covered in butter. You got like a baked potato on the side. It's a little charred on both sides. Oh, I could eat that in 2 minutes. I mean, like my favorite appetizers, like mushrooms. I love the mushrooms, and then like the mac. They always have a lobster macaroni or a regular macaroni, and like Brussels sprouts. I love the charred Brussels sprouts that come on over there. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hungry right now. But these oh man, a good. I went to some great steak houses. Vic and Anthony's, they have one in, I think they got a Las Vegas, Houston, and Lake Charles. I went to the one. I go to the one in Houston every time I go to Houston. If I'm staying the night downtown Houston, I'm going to Vic and Anthony's. It is by far was one of my favorite steaks. Up until recently, it was my number one steak. But Vic and Anthony's, it's right by the baseball field, smack dab downtown Houston. My gosh, best steak on the planet, Vic and Anthony's. But actually, I just went to Chicago and I had Bavette's, and I was going back and forth because people tell you all these recommendations and you get a lot of mixed reviews. So you got to see what a lot of the people are saying. So I had a ton of these people saying Bavette's, and a lot of the people were saying, I'd go to Bavette's if you can get a reservation, if you can do this, if you can get in, if you can get in. And I'm like, okay, well, Bavette's must be the place. And then somebody commented and said, you need to go to Bavette's. There's a 21-day wait for reservations. So what you do is you walk in, you walk all the way to the back, you go down the stairs. There's a bar down there nobody really knows about. There's a bar downstairs and it's all free seating at the bar. So I walked down there and I had to ask somebody where it was at. And they're like, oh, just walk down, stairs in the back, go underneath the ground. And it's like dark, can't see. And there was one seat at the bar and I got to sit over there. And man, talk about, this was the best steak I've ever had. And I can make a good steak. I cook a steak. I mean, I sometimes I cook a steak 3 times a week, but I at least have it once. I love a steak. And Bavette's outdid it. They had the steak. They beat Vic and Anthony's. And I don't know if it was because of the hype and it lived up to the hype, but it was so good. I got me the bread, a wedge salad, the steak, and then the bartender told me that the macaroni was his favorite. I like macaroni, but it's like, man, I don't want a platter of macaroni. I'd rather eat a platter of potatoes. But I got the macaroni anyways because he was swearing by it. And it was good. It was good macaroni. But the steak, top it off. I mean, it all the steaks come with this white béarnaise sauce. Oh my gosh. So good. But man, I love a good restaurant. I've been to some pig restaurants as well. I say pig restaurants. Not good places. I'm not gonna say who those are. But man, like what makes a restaurant bad? So I think what makes a restaurant bad is um you walk in and you're not greeted. There's no one there. And look, this trend with these restaurants where you go in and it's like seat yourself or you go order and then you sit down, you go pay for your meal and then you sit down. I can't stand that. It's like immediately I'm being rushed. Immediately they're asking for me to write the tip down. And it's like, no, 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 no. I got to get served before I write anything down here. And, but, but those restaurants, I mean, you got to look around and see the people that are in those restaurants. Like, how are these people that are walking in here? How are they dressed? Man, some people will go eat at a restaurant and it's like, it's the same thing with an airport. Some of these people will go eat, these people will go out in public dressed to do, it's like, good God, what are you dressed up to go for? You don't even care what you have on right now. You got on Snoopy pajama bottoms, a nasty shirt where the neck is clearly stretched out because you've put it on so much. Yeah, your feet are exposed. You got like these sandals or slides on. And then you got your hair. I mean, I'm just thinking of the nasty, it's just gross. And then y'all are going to bring your kids who are just as bad as you and you've just fed up with it. So you don't you've stopped trying to correct them. They're all sitting at a table and they're just yelling and then you could tell the mom is just sitting there like, I hope I made the right decision 15 years ago. And then the dad is sitting there like, I hope tonight's the night. And that's the bad restaurants. I don't go in there. I try not to go in there. But man, some people got it tough, I guess. But look, just because you got it tough don't mean you have to make it obvious, painfully obvious. You know, like another restaurant. I actually like buffets. Buffets are nice. I'm not going to Golden Corral. That place is sick. It's a sickly place. Whenever we were in college, my coach loved Golden Corral, but we went there one time in my tenure. And whenever I was there, we went the first year I was at the school. And then I talked to coach and I said, Coach Burns, we can't, we get, I know they're giving us money to go eat. We can't go to another Golden Corral. That place is garbage. You know it's garbage. They have little kids running up to this chocolate fountain, sticking their hands in it, coach. Coach, the prime beef over there, it's got flies on it, coach. We can't go to a Golden Corral, coach. I'm not eating those green beans. I'm not eating those green beans. Coach, that chicken. Coach, that chicken was there last week. He just cut it out of a plastic bag and dumped it back into that warm water. And I was getting flack for not wanting to go to this place. You don't want to go to Golden Corral, babe? Golden Corral is the king. Man, I could love me some Golden Corral. And it's like, dude, just think, what do you think of when you think of Golden Corral? It's gross. I think of Sundays, 11 a.m., kids with snot on their face running around. Nobody cares. Everybody is done with it. And it's like, no, 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 no. We're not doing Golden Corral. And look, we never went back. We never went to Golden Corral again. My complaint, my one complaint. Now I got flack for it, for giving that one complaint, but guess what? We never went back to Golden Corral. And you know another thing we started doing was going to Buc-ee's. They never stopped at Buc-ee's. And we were in Dallas or somewhere, and I said, Coach Burns, can we go to Buc-ee's? We gotta pass it up. Anyways, we're passing it up. And he said, baby, if y'all win, we'll stop at Buc-ee's. Because before then, we're stopping at these TA gas stations, these nasty pilots, Exxons. And I'm like, Coach, we are going in front of Buc-ee's. Why don't we stop at Buc-ee's? This is a one-stop shop. And he said, baby, if y'all win, we'll stop at Buc-ee's. And I believe this was the last game of the year and the first time. Last game of the year. And we lost. I think we lost bad. And we got in the bus. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Coach Burns, can we still go to Buc-ee's? And he just looked at me and didn't say anything. And then we pulled into Buc-ee's. You just got to stay persistent, guys. And then from then on out, every time we passed up Buc-ee's, we stopped at Buc-ee's every single time. Guys, all you got to do is ask. All you got to do is ask. No telling, they've been driving over there for the last 10 years and never stopping at Buc-ee's. All you got to do is ask. You're going to go stop. I went to Buc-ee's yesterday. I love Buc-ee's. I will drive out of the way to go get Buc-ee's. Their beef jerky, it's $29.99 a pound. You know what I go in there? I go get 1 pound of beef jerky. I get a 1/4 pound of either the Korean barbecue or the jalapeno honey, and then 3/4 of a pound of the hot and spicy. It is the best beef jerky you're going to get. I mean, I've had beef jerky all over the freaking country. Buc-ee's is the best beef jerky I've ever had in my life. Another good one is carnivore snacks, but it's $30 a bag. I saw a video yesterday of a guy that was complaining about carnivore snacks. You know that stuff that Joe Rogan eats in the bag? It's like thinly cut up ribeyes. And he was like, it's 2 ingredients. This guy was complaining about it. He said, it's not good. It's foul meat. It was a doctor. And he said, these are thinly sliced. There's too much fat. And he said, it's not good for you. I mean, it's probably rancid. But I've never had a bad one. And I don't want to believe him. I think he was just mad that it's an expensive bag of beef jerky, which it is. Stupid expensive bag of beef jerky. It's $20 for like a couple of pieces. Like, I think 6 ounces or something. Insane. But yeah, man, like, I love food. My go-to restaurants, I could eat Mexican food. First off, a good Mexican restaurant, I could eat it every single day. I could eat Mexican food. I could eat chips and salsa every day. A little hack if you go into a Mexican restaurant and you know it's like a kind of an authentic Mexican restaurant, they bring you that salsa out. They got one in the back that they made that they give the real Mexicans that walk in there. And you say, hey, do you have something a little hotter than this? And they go get you that warm salsa with the cilantro in it. Oh my goodness. Next time you go, try that out. And I like fajita meat, man, and tacos, birria tacos, regular tacos. That's my favorite. Sometimes, like I used to have a daily thing, a weekly thing on Sundays was I'd go, kind of my cheat days, I'd go and get tacos from the same place in New Roads every single Sunday. I'd go and I'd order 3 tacos and then a shrimp quesadilla. And sometimes I do a shrimp quesadilla and an order of the taquitos. And the taquito, everything they got over there is homemade, handmade, bomb. It is La Cocina de Maria in New Roads. So good. They give you the little, you don't know which one you're going to get. The little red sauce or the green sauce. They give you a different one every time. And they're like, it's kind of a little surprise. You're like, just give me some extra sauce. But so good. So I was on the birria tacos for a while. And then I always get the shrimp quesadilla. So I'll switch between that and the taquitos or the regular tacos, or that's pretty much it. But yeah, I could live on Mexican food. One time we were on a baseball trip in high school, and we were going to our senior. It was playoff. I was a senior, and this was playoffs, and we were going to play a school out like 45 minutes west. And man, my senior year with coaches, I think we went through 3 coaches my senior year. So we had one, switched to another guy. He quit, got switched to another guy. So we ended up having the powerlifting coach be our baseball coach. And this was a bigger man, liked to eat. So our last baseball trip, he finished the season with us. Great guy, though. He finished the season with us. We are driving. We stop at Billy's Boudin. We stop at a Boudin gas station, Billy's Boudin, which is about 30 minutes from leaving. And he said, all right, guys, y'all get whatever y'all want from Billy's, but we're going to stop at the buffet place and eat over there, too. I'm like, okay. And we left early. And then we stop at the Chinese place. And then we go eat a Chinese buffet before a baseball playoff game. Stuff in our faces. And then we go to the baseball game. We all look like rolling pins and basketballs. Step off that bus. And we got killed. We didn't win. And I think that's why we didn't win. I don't think we didn't do that all season. We stop and eat all this freaking food. It was sick. I was sick at 3:00. But it was like Billy's Boudin place. We never really passed that up, and we never really got to stop. So it was like a treat. And I didn't know we were going to go to the buffet. He was like, you better eat before. And I'm like, well, dang, I'm going to eat too. And then at a buffet, they probably spray that stuff on it. So it's making you eat more, not getting full or whatever. At least I heard that. But it was sick. It was so sick. I can't believe he did that to us. He just sabotaged us. And he was from that area too. He probably did sabotage us. I used to go over there when I was a senior. We had this coach from Ville Platte. And so another thing, when I was in high school, we had this coach that was from Ville Platte. And he was a newer coach, but he was a coon ass. And he'd come over there and he'd talk like that. And call him, his name was Coach Bass. And he told us about this place called Teats in Ville Platte. And man, he opened us up to a whole world of food I didn't even know about. Sit. Let me get Dice out the window. Sit. He opens us up to a world we did not know about. And man, Teats in Ville Platte, T-Boys in Mahmoud, the Boudin place. He said, you go over there and you get a box of smoked sausage. You get their ponce. You get a green ponce and a smoked ponce. If they ain't got a green ponce, then you drive down to the other store and you get a green ponce. And I didn't know what any of this stuff was. And he was telling us, he's like, if you go down there and you buy it and you bring it over here, I'll cook it for you at school. So me and my buddy loaded up in the truck one day after school, and we drove to Ville Platte, to Teats. I picked me up a 5-pound box of smoked sausage, and then I got a smoked ponce from over there. Went down the road, I think it was called like Gerald's or something, and I got me a green ponce. And texted him. I said, I got it. We got the stuff. He said, all right, I'm going to make the corn muck shoe at the house and I'll bring the pot to school. And this was like in the middle of November. It was, and it happened to be a freezing day at school. And he said he was going to cook the ponce. This was a couple weeks later, but we scheduled this all up. Our little senior class that we had for this one period was like 5 of us, 4 or 5 of us, and we didn't do anything. It was like PE or something. So we were just all seniors. We just hung around and left or did whatever for an hour. And so this day he brought his pot to school that he was going to cook it in. He's going to cook it on a propane tank. And we're sitting outside the gym and outside, and he's got his propane burner. And man, the wind's blowing like 30 miles an hour. It's 30 degrees outside. And he goes, "Oh, we ain't doing this. We're going inside." We go inside. We don't know anybody. We're 18. He goes in the coach's locker room, puts a burner down. A burner, a propane burner. That's probably 3 foot long. Something you boil crawfish with. Puts it on, the floor is carpeted. Puts it on the floor with the pot on top and lights it inside this closed room with carpet on the ground. And I'm like, I don't think we should be doing this. And I said, Coach Doug, we can't do this in here. We got to go out. We got to go outside. Oh, he was going to work. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, you're going to burn the school down. And anyways, he cooked us a green ponce. He cooked us a ponce. And if you never had ponce, it's like a big old sausage, but it's pig stomach, pork stomach, and it's stuffed with all this meat and it's smoked. And oh my goodness, it is some kind of good if you never had ponce. It is so good. Little gravy that you make with it. So we cooked us that with the smoked sausage and the corn muck shoe at school during our second period it was like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. But we all wanted it because he'd been telling all these stories. Come here. And anyways, he told us some other place like T-Boys. We go over to T-Boys and get their boudin over there. That's some of my favorite boudin to get is T-Boys. It's so good. They just have a different type of flavor place over there in what do you call that, Evangeline Parish. It's just they put the flavoring and stuff. I don't know what it is. They know how to do it. But I still, to this day, I go over there, man. They got I got a bunch of friends over there, and it's it's an awesome place to go. Try the food out, man. You got to go try the Superette and Eunice, T Boys and Mamu or Eunice. Even Teats has boudin. Got to go over there. I like hitting all the places up to try. I mean, I love Karshner's, Billy's, Menards and Scott. It's so good. I'm a boudin fiend. I need to do a whole section on just boudin. But it's hard to keep your weight up. Be a healthy boy whenever you're or keep your weight down. Being a healthy boy when you're big. I recently lost a good bit of weight. Uh, like in January, me and my friends started. We're like, man, let's do something where we challenge ourselves and do a little fitness challenge. So we had a trip coming up in March or the end of February. We're going to go to Texas. And I said, all right, guys, let's see who can lose the most weight from January to the end of February. 2 months, about 7 weeks. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And started going at it. And then like 3 weeks in, I lost maybe 6 or 7 pounds. And then my buddy still hadn't lost any weight. And then he gave up. And I just kept at it. I was probably I was close to 250 pounds, and then I kept at it, and then that would be week after week after week, 2 pounds down, another 2 pounds, another 3 pounds, 2 pounds, 1 pound, and my goal was like 220. And then I got to like 220 3 or 4 months later, and I'm like, no, I need to go to like 215, 210. Another month, I get down to like 210, and I'm like, no, I need to go further and further. So I made it down to like 200 pounds, which is where I'm sitting at right now. And it was always the hardest thing was to lose the weight. I didn't have a problem maintaining it, but I lost the weight. And all I did differently was I started doing that like carnivore. The main thing I did differently was fasting once a week. I would do a Sunday fast. I would start Sunday evening around 6 p.m. and I wouldn't eat anything after 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. on Sunday, I would start my fast. All Monday, I'd have my coffee Monday, pre-workout Monday. I go work out in the mornings. Do not eat a thing, not anything Monday at all. Go to bed. That's it. Tuesday, same thing. I have my pre-workout, go work out, get to work, drink my coffee. Then I'd break my fast, and that'd be about week, hour 40, 42, 40-ish, where I'd break my fast. So I would fast from Sunday night to Tuesday around 10 or 11, which is about 40 hours, 41 hours. And when I started doing that and then keeping it 1,500 calories Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 1,500 calories. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you keep it around 3,000. That was game changer. Started losing all the weight. And really Monday, the biggest thing is staying consistent Monday to Friday, not cheating at all. Can't cheat at all. That would be what teared me up all the time. I'd like I'd have a Wednesday or something where I just didn't didn't care. And something sounded better than the diet, so I'd go off the rails, and you know how it is. That's how you do it. You just go off the rails. And you have one thing and it's like, well, that was just a little something. Let me try this little something. Let me try this little something. And then this, and then it's a snowball effect. And you're like, at the end of the night, you're like, God dang it. I got drunk and ate pizza. But it just happens. It's humans, you know. Just how we are. You just got to be disciplined. You got to want it. And I'll tell you what, losing 50 pounds and like able to see some kind of definition, you know, I love it. It's definitely a confidence booster. And it is like, I've always wanted to do that. And then, like, I did it, you know. I'd like to lose a little bit more weight too. Get a little cut, maybe some abs, maybe step on stage. Not really. But if I can do it, you can do it. Because I know people say that all the time and it's cliche. But I'm telling you, I'm an animal when it comes to food. Like, I am not even kidding. I have probably had close, I have probably had 10,000 calorie days. Definitely. Definitely. I'm trying to think of like the most diabolical thing I've eaten. I mean, housed a large. So I used to do this on the regular for Sundays. I would do a large Pizza Hut pizza, stuffed crust, ham, pepperoni, sausage, onions, mushrooms, stuffed crust, large pizza. I would get a side of the cheese bread. I would eat both of those, all of it. Dipping ranch. I would have maybe breakfast that morning. I don't know, maybe breakfast. And then for dinner, might eat something else. I don't know, tub of ice cream, pint of ice cream. I mean, thinking about that makes me want to puke right now. I haven't done that in a long time, probably since last year. But I would do that. I would do that almost every Sunday. And because it was like Sunday was my always been like my cheat day, let loose day. But like then you tie that into drinking, and then you're drinking 100 calories every beverage, at least 100 calories. And dude, you have a 12 pack, that's 1,200 calories or more. So I started, I'm pretty good at guessing my calories, but again, now I kind of know how to dial it in. I could dial it in pretty good. And, I've been floating around 200 pounds and I'm happy with myself for the last, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months. So not struggling at all with it. Like I said, once you kind of go overboard, you just bring it back a little bit, have less food, and it's a lot easier to maintain that weight once you lost it. But the big thing is losing it. You know, if you could just lose the 20 pounds, it's not as easy to gain it all the way back. But I uh I just love food, man. My desserts, my favorite desserts. So I'm gonna say this favorite. I'll do this: favorite breakfast, favorite lunch, favorite dinner. I guess lunch and dinner could be kind of the same thing. Favorite breakfast food, favorite dinner food, and then favorite dessert food. All right. My favorite breakfast food: McDonald's burritos. You get three of them. You get a hash brown on the side. Boom. Maybe a even a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin on the side. Boom, that's your meal. Love that. Breakfast. Also, can't go wrong with some kolaches. I freaking love kolaches. All right, a dinner-ish meal. This can go either way. I love pizza. I just love pizza. Like, I can't indulge in a gumbo or etouffee. I gotta have something like rice doesn't do it for me. I gotta have something with bread. I love a lot of bread. And I've kind of found that I have like a gluten intolerance because my next day's ruined after I eat all that bread. It is ruined. I am I am not well. I probably, man, like I said, them freaking uh pizzas, man, from Pizza Hut. I love that stuff. But recently, I haven't been doing the pizzas. Recently, I won't say I do it all the time because it's kind of it's pricey to go do it, but go to, let's just say Mexican. I go to Superior. I'll eat the chips or whatever, and they have like an El Paso plate, so it's like one taco, one enchilada, one tamale, another type of enchilada, and like a stuffed pepper or something with rice and beans. Oh, I can never finish it at the restaurant, and then I always have to bring it back and I finish it like 2 hours later. But I can never finish it at the restaurant. I don't know why. I haven't had pizza, man. Dino's Pizza in Lafayette. If you never had that, Dino's Pizza, so good pizza. But for dinner food, that's what I'd have to say. Steak's top tier. Pizza, I guess it depends what we're talking about, but steak is top tier. Number one. Pizza, number two. Mexican, number three. For dessert, oh, my go-to used to be cheesecake. I used to love cheesecake because it's just, it. You put a cheesecake in your hand, it weighs 5 pounds. But my go-to for dessert, man, those dipsticks, the ice cream cones with the different kind of the different food in the middle, the different fillings. Like they got a vanilla one with nothing, with vanilla with a fudge middle. They got a chocolate with a fudge middle. They got a chocolate with a caramel middle, and they're all dipped. Oh my God, dude, I could eat two of those, three of those. You just pig out. It is sick, man. One of the most, one of the most craziest, one of the most craziest desserts I've ever done in my life where I just was like, I don't care. Me and my brother were like, we've always wanted to do it. And so we went and bought a log of the cookie dough that's uncooked, ripped it open, bought a can of whipped cream, take a bite out of the cookie dough, spray the whipped cream in your mouth. It's so gross. I mean, that's when we were kids, but filth. That's just straight pig action. But look, I did it and I've done it. I've actually done that maybe once or twice. Another thing that was crazy I did when I was a little kid. I made a batter, a cake batter. I took one of my mom's box cake mixes, made the batter, went sat on the couch and started eating it with a spoon. I mean, how sick is that? I used to be a nice little butterball. Butterball man. Loved it. We used to eat mayonnaise sandwiches. Mayonnaise between two Evangeline bread buns. Can't beat it. But anyways, that's it for my food talk today. Uh I appreciate it, guys, and keep on listening. If you guys have any questions, comments, what you want to talk about next, leave one below. Comment on this video, comment on this clip, comment on this Spotify chain. If you got it, man, leave it, clip it. Love to talk to y'all and ask me anything. Let's get some sponsors in here. I'll catch y'all again next weekend for the Halloween series, and we're doing fine. See you later.